So, in the three remaining criminal cases against Donald Trump, the judiciary seems to be delaying on Donald Trump's behalf. At least it looks that way. So, welcome to Law and Society. Please subscribe and let's get started. First, I'm going to read you what a few journalists have said about the developments. First of all, in the Fulton County case, the appeals court of Georgia has paused all proceedings in Donald Trump's Fulton County criminal case until it rules on the matter of the disqualification of Fani Willis. So Kyle Cheney reported this, and effectively, what happened with the Georgia case is Judge McAfee said that the lower court proceedings would continue as the matter of Fani Willis's disqualification is taken up to the appellate court. But what the appellate court did here was to pause all proceedings in the Georgia case, so that the matter of Donald Trump, the matter of Donald Trump's, the matter of Fani Willis's disqualification can be adjudicated. So let's that now. I don't think that particular one is a whole is where the appellate court is delaying on Donald's behalf, because it may be to the appellate court and Georgia appellate court's interest to resolve this disqualification matter before further moving on in the case, substantive case. So I don't think that one is so much in bad faith as is Judge Cannon's new schedule, where Judge Cannon will now hear oral arguments on Donald Trump's claim that the special counsel's appointment was unconstitutional and it's unconstitutionally funded. And she'll also hear arguments on the special counsel's gag order request and the motion for relief by Donald Trump of the illegality of the Mar-a-Lago raid. That's what they called it, the raid, as opposed to a search with a search warrant. So that was Roger Parloff who reported that, and Kyle Cheney also reported that, saying that the court has reshuffled Trump's cases in Florida, postponing her 3-day hearing on Trump's motion to compel and scheduling 3 days of hearings on the validity of Jack Smith's appointment and his recent gag order request. So, all in all, Eileen Cannon is doing a wonderful job of delaying the Mar-a-Lago documents case on Donald Trump's behalf. Now, what we have here as a silver lining is that what Jack Smith needs is one bad ruling on Eileen Cannon's part to be able to appeal to the 11th Circuit, and in part of the appeal, not only to cure the error of Eileen Cannon's ruling, but also to ask the 11th Circuit to have Eileen Cannon removed from this case and assign a different judge in this case. So if Eileen Cannon denies the gag request, Jack Smith can do that. If Eileen Cannon rules in favor of Trump on the constitutionality of the special counsel's appointment to begin with, then the DOJ can take that up on appeal right away. And so Eileen Cannon just has to make the wrong move, one wrong move, and she's one step away from the case being taken away from her. I don't think this is lost on Eileen Cannon, but what she's doing now is effectively delaying and reshuffling the dates and the schedule over and over and over again after she has already indefinitely delayed the trial date. So then we come to SCOTUS, and the controversy continues. We are in the 6th week. today, meaning Thursday, it is now 6 weeks since the Supreme Court has heard oral arguments in Donald Trump's immunity case, which is holding up Donald Trump's substantive criminal conspiracy trial in Washington, D.C. Now, there has been uh, there's new information coming out every day about Justice Alito's explanation about the upside down flag and the appeal to heaven flag. And uh, all in all, what this shows is that Justice Alito needs to recuse from the ruling that is related to January 6th and Donald Trump. There are two cases that the Supreme Court has right now. One is on the general obstruction statute as it applies to January 6th defendants. And the second one is uh, the immunity case, which is connected to the criminal conspiracy trial. So not only Justice Alito, but Justice Thomas, because of his wife's connections to January 6th, should recuse from making decisions on these cases. But I think it's unlikely. What is more likely is what we're seeing, which is taking 6 weeks to rule on a single issue interlocutory appeal that's holding up a federal criminal trial of unique importance, where the public not only has a legal right of speedy trial, but also a political right to know the truth before they go to the ballot in November. Mind you, knowing the truth about Donald Trump to go to the ballot in November is a political right that we have. The legal right is that of us having the right, us, the public, having the right to a speedy trial, just like defendants do. So, with every day that SCOTUS delays, they are going back on their own precedent in Barker v. Wingo that says that there's a societal right in uh, speedy public trials. So, all in all, we are seeing that the judiciary of the United States is delaying Donald Trump's cases out of abundance of caution, or whether it be conservative, or otherwise just blatantly delaying it because the matter at hand is so easily adjudicated that Eileen Cannon knows that if she were to let the case go to trial, that Donald Trump would be convicted. And in the Supreme Court, the conservative justices know that if they were to rule on the immunity, and they're almost certainly not going to give Donald blanket absolute immunity, that they are going to let the substantive case move forward. The only way that they can help Donald Trump is by delaying this ruling. And in the Georgia case, I can only err on the side of giving the court the benefit of the doubt in saying that they want to resolve any appellate matters before going forward with the substance of the case. But even still, in the Fani Willis disqualification case, the substance of that was heard and ruled upon in Fani Willis's disqualification has nothing at all to do with the substance of the RICO charge that is being tried in Fulton County. So why this? It's very difficult to assess why the appellate court would stay all proceedings and essentially overrule Judge McAfee's holding that he would keep the pretrial proceedings going. Now, with that, all of this said, I want you to think about it and talk about it amongst yourselves and others. That why is the judiciary delaying on Donald Trump's behalf? Is there a concerted understanding in the judiciary that they need to delay Donald Trump's criminal cases until after the election for some reason or another? I don't know if it is whether they want Donald Trump to win and then all of this will go away, but they want something of grave importance, which is the election, to not be a matter hanging over the courts when they are, and the juries when they are dealing with these criminal cases. But we have the right to a speedy trial. We need to know the truth before we go to the ballot. That public interest is not superseded by whatever esoterical principle that the judiciary has of exercising restraint on a case where the public has an interest in knowing the truth as soon as possible. So, with that said, I will leave you. Thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate it. By the way, if there is a conversation or lag in the um, talking and the sound of this video, don't worry, I will check on it. And if that happens, I will come back and re-record and pre-record and then post this video again, because I think it's important to talk about what's happening with the judiciary in our country. With that said, thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you, Michael. Take care.